There once was a little girl who loved two things more than anything else in the world: exploring and asking questions. She asked questions about everything: why the sky was blue, where ants went at night, and what happened behind doors marked "Do Not Enter." One rainy afternoon, while staying with her parents at a quiet old hotel on the edge of town, the little girl found the most interesting door she had ever seen. It wasn't shiny or new like the others. It was tucked at the end of a hallway no one else seemed to use. The soft carpet that made her footsteps whisper. The door was painted a faded blue, and instead of a number, it had a tiny golden star nailed to it. The little girl looked up and down the hallway. No one was there. She reached for the handle. It turned. The door opened with a gentle creak. Inside was not a room, it was another hallway. She blinked. "That's not right," she said out loud, but she stepped inside anyway. The hallway was warm and glowing, lit by lanterns that floated in the air like sleepy fireflies. The carpet was soft like clouds, and the walls were painted with pictures that moved. Tiny boats rocking on the water, birds flapping their wings, and trees swaying in the wind. At the end of the hallway stood a tall desk with a bell. Ding! The bell rang all by itself, and suddenly a woman appeared behind the desk. She wore a neat green jacket and had silver hair tied into a bun. Her smile was gentle but knowing. "Welcome," she said. "You found the secret hotel." The little girl tilted her head. "This is a hotel? But I'm already in a hotel." The woman chuckled softly. "Yes, but this one is different. This is where rooms are made for things that don't fit anywhere else." The little girl thought about it. "Well, like what?" "Dreams that get lost," the woman said. "Adventures that haven't happened yet. And sometimes children who are curious enough to find them." The little girl grinned. "That's me." "I know," said the woman. "My name is Miss Fern. Would you like a key?" She held out a small golden key shaped like a star. The little girl took it carefully. "What does it open?" "That," Miss Fern said, "depends on you." The little girl looked down the new hallway branching off from the desk. There were doors everywhere. Tall ones, tiny ones, round ones, and even one that looked like it was made of candy. Each door had a symbol instead of a number: a cloud, a clock, a tree, a moon. The little girl's eyes sparkled. "Can I try one?" Miss Fern nodded. "Choose with your heart." The little girl slowly walked. Her fingers brushed the doors as she passed. She stopped in front of one with a painted butterfly. She used the star key. Click! The door opened. Inside was a meadow full of giant flowers, taller than houses. Butterflies with glowing wings drifted through the air, and the sky shimmered with soft pink and gold colors. "Whoa!" she whispered. A butterfly landed gently on her nose. She giggled. "Hello," she said. The butterfly fluttered off, and she ran after it, laughing as she leapt over petals and spun in the soft grass. But after a while she heard something, a faint sound, like someone crying. She followed the sound until she found a small, dim corner of the meadow. There, sitting on a rock, was a tiny butterfly with dull gray wings. "Hi," said the girl. The butterfly looked up. "I'm lost." The little girl frowned. "What do you mean?" "I forgot how to glow," the butterfly said sadly. "All the others shine, but I can't." The little girl thought very hard. She sat down next to the butterfly. "Well," she said, "maybe you just need a little help." She looked around and noticed a big glowing flowers. "Maybe it's like a light," she said. "Lights need something to turn them on." The butterfly blinked. "Like what?" "Oh, maybe like being brave," said the little girl. The butterfly looked unsure. Try something scary, the little girl said. That's how I feel brave sometimes. The butterfly took a deep breath and flew up, higher and higher, wobbling a little, and then suddenly, flicker! A tiny glow appeared on its wings. The butterfly gasped. It flapped harder. The glow grew brighter. Soon its wings shimmered with beautiful light, just like the others. I did it, the butterfly cheered. You did it, the little girl said proudly. The meadows seemed to glow a little brighter, and the air felt warm and happy. Then the door behind the little girl gently reappeared. She knew it was time to go. Bye, she called. Thank you, the butterfly replied. She stepped back through the door. Click. She was back in the secret hotel hallway. Miss Fern was waiting. You helped, didn't you? She asked. The little girl nodded. It just needed to be brave. Miss Fern smiled. That's often the case. The little girl looked down at her key. It was glowing softly now. What does that mean? She asked. It means, said Miss Fern, you're becoming part of the hotel. The little girl's eyes widened. Really? Yes. The more you help, the more doors you can open. The little girl looked down the endless hallway of doors. So many adventures, she whispered. Miss Fern leaned closer. And the best part? What? You can always come back as long as you remember the door. The little girl smiled. She turned and walked back toward the first hallway. The floating lanterns dimmed gently behind her. She stepped through the door with the golden star, and just like that, she was back in the regular hotel. The hallway was quiet again. The door was just a door, but in her hand, the key was still there. The little girl grinned. Good, she said, because she knew something no one else did. The secret hotel was real, and it was waiting for her to come back.